stream. Copy. Let's get it. It don't even matter much. Maybe later. Alright, cool. So live there. Alright, cool. Right. So the dollar's in a range. Not much going on there. Oil. Volume's dead. Everything's ranging. So this needs to come down. Alright, so sideways. So if something's ranging, when something's ranging, there's no trade. Okay. We either need it to go up or go down. Either or. It just needs to do something. Sorry. Yeah, it needs to do something. Hello. Hope you guys as well. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hope everyone's doing okay. Right. Market is ranging on GBPUSD, so there's no trade at the moment currently. Let's check oil. The oil had a crazy move on Monday, but the volume is super low. Again, we kind of want to see this come down, take out this low, or take out the high. It can do either or really. Need some stuff to happen, but yeah, right now New York just started, so hopefully some things develop. Right, US30. We had a big move on US30 yesterday, which was great. Alright, so need something more to develop on US30. So to be fair, the price action has not been great this week. Even the dollar. This is where we're at with the dollar. The dollar's ranging too, so I think we got 130. We've got some news. so a lot of ranging at the moment. Alright, so in my opinion, we kind of need to wait on some more information. We kind of need to wait for the price, the market to show us something. Because if we're going sideways, yeah, for those that are new here, for those that are into trading or don't really have a specific strategy, you got to kind of understand when the market's ranging, it's undecisive, right? Or indecisive, excuse me. It doesn't have an actual direction that it wants to trade in. So when it's not clear, you need for it to do something. What pairs do I trade? I trade GBPUSD, USOil, US30. That is it currently. I look at EURUSD sometimes as well, but those are the main pairs that I trade. But yeah, what I was saying is when you got markets going sideways, yeah, there's no true direction, meaning it could go either way. And when a market's going either way, you don't really want to be involved in that. To be honest with you, you don't really want to be involved in that. Main reason being is that it's not decisive enough for you to kind of understand that, you know, people are trying to sell it, people are currently trying to buy it. So where there's no real direction, excuse me, when there's no real direction, you don't really want to be involved. Okay. Who's phoning me? Alright, cool. Hold on. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, you don't really want to be involved, to be honest. Sorry, I had a phone call. Main reason you don't want to be involved is because it could go either way, and then you're just going to put your money above or below. So you don't want to add to the stop losses here, and you don't want to add to the stop losses here. It's simple. People are buying it here, people are selling it here. So if you decide to trade the range, you're going to put your stop loss in one or two of these areas. It's not really worth it. It's easy pickings. So you don't really want to do that, to be honest with you. You kind of want to wait for a clear direction because it's easier to trade when you have a better direction. So again, go and do something else. Look at a different pair. Hopefully, if you trade more than one pair, this is the reason why you should trade more than one pair, because of stuff like this, where the market is just stalling, or you know, it's moved up. Maybe you didn't look at the market yesterday and it's already moved. So Wednesday we pushed up, Thursday we pushed out, and now we're kind of in this range. So I would like to be a buyer from a lot lower down. This is an area I'd be very interested in buying. As you can see, there was a lot of buying happening from this area. So if we revisit it, I would be definitely looking to buy it. If we continue higher and we go up higher, that's fine. I would look for sells above if it starts to formulate to come back to this area. But I wouldn't buy where it's currently at. It just doesn't really make sense to do so. Hopefully you guys understand why it wouldn't make sense to do so. Just in the sense of understanding what the Euro USD picture is looking like. And then obviously when you couple it with what the dollar's looking like, the dollar's not really looking like anything either. So if I wanted to sell the dollar, I would want to sell the dollar from higher as well. So again, everything's about market structure. As you can see, I don't have any indicators on my chart. Everything that you kind of look at, right, is should be based off of market structure. So here we saw the market sell down heavy from this level, right? So I would be looking for the structure to, even if it goes down lower, I would look for it to come back to this point again to get more sales to then continue down. Now, if it doesn't do that and we come up, I would be looking for it to come up here and then sell down. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I like the Euro USD, UJ, GBP. Thought about getting into US30, Nasdaq, gold. Yeah, to be fair, less is more, bro. Whatever you like to look at. You don't have to add that many pairs. I mean, looking at 6 pairs is a lot. I wouldn't recommend doing so. Less is more, bro. You know, just kind of stick to your pairs, stick to the pairs you like to trade. I wouldn't necessarily maybe add one of those I wouldn't necessarily add all three of them. And out of those three, I would definitely look at US30 or Nasdaq. I wouldn't really add gold, but that's my opinion. If you want to add gold, it's totally up to you. But the other ones are a little bit of a, they're a little bit different. And where you've got Euro USD, you got gold. You know, you basically you trade the majors, right? So when you've got something like US30 in the Nasdaq, it don't necessarily have to depend on what the dollar is doing. So you know, your pair like Euro USD, UJ, GBPUSD, they're very dollar orientated, meaning if the dollar's not doing anything, you're not going to have the clearest indication. So gold is a little bit is correlated to the dollar as well, a little bit. So I would recommend one of the other two, so US30 or the NAS. Having a variation is good, you know. I trade one currency pair, one commodity pair, and one indice. That's what I do. So it's good to have a variation, you know. You don't necessarily need to only trade a specific asset class. It really depends on what you like to trade and how your trading style is, you know. If you're going to trade Nasdaq US30, you're going to be more interested in the New York session, because obviously with the stock open and stuff. So it really depends what you want to do. Truthfully speaking, it really depends. But yeah, with my pairs, they haven't shown me much this week. The only real movement was based on Monday, in my opinion, where we had the market react to what was going on in the Middle East. Going into Tuesday, it kind of ranged, and then Wednesday, yes, we moved up. But for me, I was actually looking to see what the pair wanted to do in terms of being in this range. I actually had an alert here for the lows to get taken, so I wanted the lows to get taken out. It didn't do that, so it just kind of continued. So it's been a pretty slow week for me personally. I haven't really had much trades, but just based off of it hasn't met my criteria. You know, it's been a pretty boring week. Some weeks is like that, other weeks is exciting, some weeks is not exciting. So it really just depends, guys, on your trading strategy, what you like to trade, what you feel comfortable with. But if you, the higher up, I'll give you guys a tip, right? The higher up the time frames you go, the more you start to see what the market is doing. And this is GBPUSD, right? Look at the volume on these candles. Look at the wicks. It's very indecisive. So in all honesty, you don't really want to be a part of that. Honestly speaking, you don't really want to be a part of it because it's not going anywhere. So if you want to add your stop loss to above or below, you can do that, but you're running the risk of getting stopped out. So, you know, capital preservation is a big part of trading in terms of actually seeing money and seeing, you know, your account grow and all of these things, right? Because if you don't do that, then you're kind of a gambler. So we want to kind of get away from that. The market's consolidating. It is what it is. You don't really want to just trade for the sake of trading. It's not really warranted. So make do with what the market gives you. If it doesn't give you an opportunity, another thing to factor in as well is we are near the end of the month. So the last day of the month is Monday. So if the last day of the month is Monday, you got to think of it like, okay, what's the monthly candle looking like? That's another thing to think about, right? Because the monthly candle's closing in 3 days. So if that's the case, we have to understand, okay, this candle is getting ready to finish. It's getting ready to close. So you want to then understand, let me just move this quick. You want to then understand, okay, what has this monthly candle done? Has it done anything specific? And then if you look to the left, you'll find this took out the high from 2022. Okay, so the high of 2022 has been captured. So that's something for you to note when you then go down in time frame. So when you start going on the daily time frame, you go on the 4-hour time frame, you want to note that the high of 2022 was captured, right? Then you want to start potentially, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but look, basically this week has literally gone from here and just pushed up, right? So it's only been in one direction. In that week, it's took out the highs of 2022. Okay, so then bearing that in mind, you want to then think about why we're potentially stalling and understanding that it's captured some liquidity that was resting there from a few years ago now. Okay, so now that that's happened, this is obviously a key area because that was the high of 2022, which was a key area for the market to move down from prior. So it could potentially move down from there again, but you need the evidence in the price to show you that. Otherwise, if you don't wait for the evidence, then it's just guesswork. You're just guessing it's going to go down. There's nothing suggesting in the price that the market is ready to go down. Yeah? And if it's not ready to go down, unfortunately, you have to wait sometimes. There's nothing you can do. So this morning I looked at the chart. I went away. I went outside, got some sun. You know, I went and got a facial. Do you know what I mean? Brighten up my skin. Take care of yourself. Go do some self-care. You ain't really got to stay at the charts all day. You know? Brother, your explanation was cold. Yeah, I hope that made sense, bro. I hope that made sense. It's really that simple. You either have conditions that you understand, or you don't have conditions that you understand, and then you need to wait for more data. You need to wait for more information in terms of the candlesticks. It's that simple, man. There's no point trading this. Truthfully speaking, there's no point trading this. All this is buyers and sellers going both ways. Where did my thingy go? Oh, it's up here, sorry. All this is buyers and sellers, right? So going back down, it's buyers and sellers, right? Range and market. Avoid trading a range and market, because you're going to be frustrated, right? You're going to be in profit if you're buying, then you're going to be back to, you know, maybe your entry's there, you're going to be back at entry. You're going to be in profit, you're going to be back at end. It's frustrating trading. You don't really want to trade that. So same as if you were selling, you're going to be in profit. Oh, wow, it came back. Maybe you move your stop loss, took you out. Maybe you tried selling again, you're in profit. Oh, wow, it's come back. So you don't really want to trade that then. It's pretty, there's not much happening. Do you know what I mean? So if there's not much happening, then avoid it. You don't really need to be in the mix, you know. And only when you've experienced it enough times do you understand why not to trade it, and, you know, what you can be doing in your, you know, I'm pretty sure everyone has other things they could be attending to. So attend to them for sure. When the market presents itself, whether it goes up or goes down, then you're going to be able to come back to the chart and potentially start finding things to trade with, right? But excuse me, if you don't, no problem. No problem. There's always going to be a trade. There's always going to be a trade. Okay? You just got to wait. There's always going to be a trade. The markets ain't going to go stale in terms of like an opportunity. The market opportunity this week was on Monday. As in that, you know, going off of what was happening in the Middle East, the market opportunity was Monday. Going into Tuesday, it rested, and then it continued going into Wednesday. So Monday and Wednesday was the best days to trade this week. I just didn't get my confirmations I needed. That's fine though. You can't bend your rules to try and potentially make a trade happen or profit off of it or whatever. You need it to show you something. Do you mind having a look at Euro USD? Yeah, it's gonna be similar to GBPUSD though. Any pairs that are, so another thing, any pairs that are correlated with the dollar, yeah, so anything with USD in it, right, it's correlated with the dollar. If you go and look at what the dollar is doing, you'll see why these charts ain't doing anything. It's the same thing, it's just going sideways. So it could go up, take out the highs, it could come down, take out the lows. This would be the area I would want to buy from. Yeah, there's also an area above it. If it does come here, this imbalance area, I'd look at that as well and be like, okay, cool, there's an imbalance here, right? But other than that, I wouldn't buy it, I wouldn't sell it, because there's no real direction. It's ranging. So when you know, look at the dollar's the same thing. Yeah, the dollar's the same thing. It's going up, it's going down. So if that's the case, you understand why Euro USD isn't doing anything, why GBP USD isn't doing anything. USD JPY, I don't actually look at that pair, but it might not be doing anything, right? So all of these things, you got to account for what is the dollar doing. If you trade GBP USD, Euro USD, any of the majors, just factor in what's the dollar doing. There's equal lows here that it could potentially want to take out, but also it could want to go up and give us a retracement, because the structure, as we can see, it's made a new lower low, yeah? So we had the previous let me show you the full pic, right? We had the previous low here, right here. Okay, lower high, lower low. This is where we're currently at. So we've got lower high, lower low. So we could potentially pull up, make another lower high. Maybe it wants to come higher. It could come to this level too. And then we're looking for another lower low to be made, right? Lower than this point. So where's my, you know, it could either come here, drop down, or go all the way up here and then drop down. That's what, because the dollar is bearish. The dollar isn't bullish, it's bearish. So the majors are going to continue to go up, but you just got to be able to position yourself and buy in the areas that make sense according to the structure. So always go off the market structure, because it will never lead you astray. It's either you know where you are in the structure or you don't. Truthfully speaking, there's no in between. It's not gonna, the structure's not gonna lie to you. It's gonna tell you what it's doing. So in the grand scheme of things, hopefully when you guys are analyzing, you're analyzing off of the bigger charts, the bigger time frame. Sorry, hopefully you're analyzing off the bigger time frame. Yeah, that's currently, hopefully that makes sense in terms of what Euro USD is doing. It's not doing much. What's good? I'm looking for a sweep at equal lows and a long from the London low. DXY is equal highs, but also open gap. Yeah, I'm with that. What pair are you looking at in terms of sweeping the equal lows though? Which pair are you thinking about? But I'm with that. I'm with that totally. I'm with that totally. So it just depends. It really does depend. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the dollar dips the equal lows first. Wouldn't be surprised at all. So it depends what it wants to do. It really can do either or. Yeah, check the link in my bio, bro. I've actually got a free community. Click the link in my bio or just drop me a message and I'll send you the link to my free community. No problem. Once I'm off the stream, I'll send you the link. But yeah, it's been a pretty slow week, truthfully speaking. Click the link in my bio, bro, and I'll send you that. But it's been a, you know, when the market's ranging, there's not much you can do. Just go and occupy yourself with other things. I'm pretty sure, again, people have other things that they need to be attending to. You might as well attend, you know? You might as well attend. So let's see what's occurring. But that's my thoughts on the DXY. Currently not seeing anything. If it does get back to the gap, great. If it goes down lower, I would still be looking and waiting for the retracement. So that's really what it's about. Oh. But yeah, man, that's how we that's what we're looking at the moment. So I'll check gold. I don't trade gold, but I will check it for guys that are interested in gold. I'm not really a gold fan. I can't lie to you. Where's gold's been coming down though. I have been seeing that. Right. So the last time I checked it, it was this area. Okay, so it's filled the. Let me see the 1 hour. Okay, so it bounced out this area and then broke through. So yeah, even gold, excuse me, gold is coming down. It's coming down pretty heavy. Coming down good. It's coming down nicely. Thursday boom dropped. Okay, yeah, so 1 o'clock, decent entry for gold yesterday afternoon, to be honest. And then through the night time, it dropped through the night time, but pretty decent. Let me get rid of this. Pretty, this area here makes a lot of sense to have shorted gold from. In the sense that you got the volume in the afternoon, it retested it later in the day, that's the entry. I don't trade gold though, it's just not my thing. He keeps phoning me, man. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Keep getting phone calls, man. Yeah, gold's not my thing though. It's not for me personally. I just don't like the way it's the wicks. I can't be bothered with the wicks. But this looks pretty clean though on a bigger time frame. It looks really, really clean. Obviously, it's been pushing up quite heavily, but it's taken out this high, and then since it's took out that high, it's been making its way down. So it could potentially come for these lows. Sorry, this low right here. So 3238. Oh wait, sorry. What price is that? 3246. Definitely could come for that. Going off the daily. Yeah, 4.6 makes sense. That would be the next area. Let me check the monthly. So the monthly is closing pretty I say pretty bearish. It is, it's a tiny bearish candle, but it is coming down. So the month before is very indecisive. So I think the retracement was kind of necessary to potentially get the next leg up. So it really just depends on what it wants to do, to be honest. In terms of, is it trying to make a new high? Is the ongoing tension in the Middle East, is that settling down? So there's a lot of factors as well. So yeah, we need to just kind of get more info. Do I see a potential short opportunity on gold today? No, it's kind of just made its way lower. It's kind of just continuing lower. It's quite choppy though. It could rebound after taking out this low. It could rebound, but it's looking pretty bearish, to be honest with you. Even if it pulled up one more time, I would still sell it. If it pulled up to like this area here, right? And then you've got this as well. Boom. That's what I would look for that if it did come up here. Now, if it continues flying down, then fine. Just look for potential buys. I definitely think it will go for this low. And then once it goes for that low, you want to start seeing if it's showing signs of wanting to become a buy again. That's what I would look for. But if I was selling, I think the opportunity to sell isn't there. I feel like it was yesterday. That was the entry yesterday. So I don't trade gold. But for those that are thinking of trading gold, that would be my thought process. What pairs do you guys trade? Does anyone trade anything out of the ordinary? Or is everyone just kind of focused on the same pairs? Someone told me they trade CAD CHF the other day. I ain't heard that in a while. That was definitely different. So that was definitely different. Alright, so someone said DXY has equal highs. What does he mean by that? Okay, I see what he means. It's got equal highs and lows though. It looks like it might go for the lows. So these will be, yeah. I mean, it's ranging, but it could push up. Euro USD is pushing up. So do you see the correlation? So look, the dollar's going down. Sorry, the dollar's going down. Euro USD is going up. So that's the correlation. The dollar's going down. GBP is pushing, but it's not like as clear as Euro USD. So that's why if you trade those pairs, that's why you should be looking at them from that perspective of what is the dollar doing. That should be your focus. What is the dollar showing me? Now, USOil, again, everything is ranging. It's just building orders. I personally think we need to retrace higher, right? If you think about this massive move down, I definitely think we can retrace higher. But look at the volume though. The volume is just ugly, you know. So maybe it sits here for a while. That's kind of what it's showing. So again, you just can't really force these moves. There's nothing to force either. That's what the picture is showing, you know. Hope that makes sense, guys. But you get weeks like this. Some days, some weeks are great, enough opportunities. Some weeks the opportunities are scarce, and you gotta kind of make do. And even if you want to take the week off, just take it off. Like there will be more. There'll be more opportunities. There'll be more opportunities. Alright, what's US30? Yeah, even US30 is chilling now. So I want to see if we can get some big buyers on US30, but it needs to come down. Everything structurally is just pushed. It's just gone one way. So we had a Friday open here, then Sunday opened here. We had a small move up on Monday, then it come down, and then we boomed because of what happened in the Middle East. Shallow retracement, went up again. We had a consolidation, shallow retracement again, and then boomed. So for me, I would like to see something like this to then go higher. That's what I'd like to see. Give me one sec, guys. There's someone at my door. 1 second. Hello? Do you need me specifically? I'm just in the mood or something. Yeah, 1 sec. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, we're good, man. Alright, cool. Alright, my bad. Fucking Thames Water dude. Thames Water guy at my screen, man. Sure. Sorry about that. Alright, so yeah, let's see what happens on this. Need to check something.
You might want to get your.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So yeah, this New York session hasn't. It's this week, like I said, except Monday, it ain't been great, to be honest. Yeah. All right, cool. So Dun dun dun. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, we've got Chairman Powell speaking on Tuesday. Inflation. CPI inflation. We got Wednesday. Unemployment, okay. NFP on Thursday. Wait, what? I'm bugging. Hold on. Did I read that right? When the hell is it on Thursday? Later. That is strange. Okay, we've got NFP on Thursday. Wednesday, NFL, see minutes. It didn't go. Alright, cool. So, That's the target. So the dollar is heading lower. Makes sense. Nothing on US30 yet. No, US30 needs to retrace. It's too high. Yeah, pretty dead day on the charts, to be fair. It's not really popping, man. It's just rangy movement, sideways movement. But yeah, if you guys ain't following, follow me on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Likewise, follow me on TikTok. There's a lot of content on there for you. So, yeah. It's just about understanding what it is we're looking for, you know? Alright, what we got going on? See what's bracking. Charts are stale. KG dollar making some moves to the downside here. See, look, so USD moving to the powers in the euro today. GBPUSD is chilling. I do think it will get up there, but USD is the mover today. Next level for this. It's getting close. Alright, so we got this right here, which is super close. That's the next level. Okay. What's this though? High, all the way up there. Oof. 122, that'll be something. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So, kind of waiting on these areas, man. No current trades at the moment, so certain days is like this. There's not much you can do except go outside, do something else. So, guys, I'm probably gonna end the stream here just because it's not really popping and there's no areas being met. But I hope you guys took some value from it. Again, join my community. Either message me, go to my social media, click the link in my bio. You'll see the link there. It's free as well. You don't have to pay anything. And I'll see you guys on Monday for the stream. Okay, peace out.